aggressive teams, and points in the paint, 64 for the Nuggets. They were averaging 45 throughout the first two games of this conference final.
Starting fives presented by AT&T 5G, and that noticeable change in the Lakers starting five with Dwight Howard makes his first start of these playoffs and his first start at a conference finals in 5 years. Ready to tip it up. That's James Capers, David Guthrie, and Rodney Mott, our three officials, and away we go in Game 4. Great to have you with us tonight, and we'll see if the Lakers have a response after their first loss in this series. Denver back in their black jerseys and uniforms after their victory in Game 3. They stick with it for good luck. Murray looking for Jokic, and a turnover on the first possession. A run out. Kentavious Caldwell Pope. Green can't finish, and they blow the layup. An auspicious start here for Game 4. Well, looking at Dwight Howard in the starting lineup, we talked to Frank Vogel prior to Game 3. One of the reasons he hasn't been starting Howard is Jokic gets the scoring started, Chris. He's trying to keep him out of foul trouble, but Howard in the starting lineup does what for the Lakers?
Well, I think that he brings that athletic ability now, rebounding and shot blocking when Dwight Howard's on the floor.
There was some discussion about antics with Dwight Howard. That's not coming from us, Reg. That's coming from his head coach. He had a one-on-one conversation with Dwight about just playing. As Grant is fouled on the play, he'll go to the line. Just play the game. Know your role, do your role, take the histrionics out of it.
Well, you're speaking to the king of antics when I played, so I don't mind the antics by Dwight Howard if they're effective. To me, in Game 1, they were effective. Remember, Jokic was in foul trouble, and he really wasn't looking to be aggressive in that game whatsoever. But since then, I think Jokic has caught on, and he's risen above it, and he's been a much better and more effective player. So you got to kind of tone down. In other words, don't poke the bear too much.
Talking about effective, look at this. The Lakers switched 3 players on Jokic on this play. That's 3 times they switched. Talking to Coach Frank Vogel before the game, he said, listen, we're going to mix our pitches up. Right now, you see them trying to give Jokic a different look so he can't be as dominant on the post.
Here goes Anthony Davis. He's on the board for the first time. Gets the Lakers scoring started here tonight.
And in this series alone, that's the first time Anthony Davis has scored on Paul Millsap, who's done a great job defending him when he has been on him.
Jamal Murray knocks down the jump shot, coming off a stellar Game 3, went for 28 points, had 8 rebounds and 12 assists in the game. Murray is just elevating to that superstar status with each and every playoff game. As Anthony Davis, another bucket good. Back-to-back possessions for AD on the board.
What's the difference between this game and Game 3? AD is trying to get inside on his first 2 buckets. We saw him float around inconsistently in Game 3. And even if you can score and you shoot a jump shot, it's different when you're putting pressure and continuous pressure on the defense by your presence close to the basket.
Anthony Davis back in his hands. Millsap there, and he fouls him and count it.
Oh, that's got to be
That's got to be good.
See, I don't like this rule, especially when you make the basket, because this would be a normal shot. I used to do this a million times. Swing through, but you still have to be able to concentrate off the glass there. And look, 3 straight possessions. Anthony Davis has gone at Paul Millsap, who's just picked up his 2nd foul. And for those of you, a lot of players say, you know what, I don't read the newspaper, I don't listen to talk radio or television. They lie, because there's no way that Anthony Davis did not know that Paul Millsap was basically holding him in check, and he didn't know about it.
And he also knew that players that played before in the media were saying, this is how you should play. And he understands he's dominant and unstoppable inside, so why make it easier on the offense? The first 4 plays going inside tonight. Murray knocking down the short Jimmy.
Yeah, Murray's got a good stroke going early. By the way, the prologue to Millsap, that game 3, the first time a Paul Millsap team beat a LeBron James team in the playoffs. He finally put one on the board. Again, back to Davis. Jeremy Grant switching on to him. Grant has either had Anthony Davis or LeBron James has the assignment all series long, and Davis is cooking early here tonight in Game 4.
Got poked in the eye right there, C-Web. Was able to recover and then jade him down.
You said something about poke the bear, and he just got poked in the eye.
Wow.
Murray gives it up. Jokic got Howard on him. Howard made 2 starts for the Lakers in the regular season. Murray, a little step back. Man, he is feeling it. What a start for these two. Jamal Murray and Anthony Davis racking them up. 6 points for Murray. Davis has all 8 for the Lakers.
Old school first 5 plays going inside to the best offensive player on the floor. But listen, it's in his sweet spot. It's not shooting threes out the corner. It's not dribbling. It's making old post plays inside, face up, scoring.
Well, it's Anthony Davis 10 versus the Nuggets 9. Forget the Lakers.
Davis 5 for 5 to start the game.
Oh,
that's no shot either. Foul is on the floor. Back to Anthony Davis.
A nice little jab step right there. And here, use your length. You know, you catch the ball at that mid-post area and you scratching 7 feet. You use that length to your advantage.
5 for 5 for AD. 0 for 3 for the rest of the Lakers here in the early going in this first quarter. Game 4. 2-1 Laker advantage. Here's Craig from the corner. Not there. LeBron with a rebound. James wanted to push it a little bit. Take it on Gary Harris. Powers through him and a foul.
Reg, this is the play you talked about right there. He gets a chin to the eye. He says, okay, that's all right. I don't need any cutters. Let me just reset, because when I'm in this triple threat, I'm still a hard man to guard.
He's one eye.
I pump fake
He's got one eye.
I can't see. Oh, yes, I can. Psych, step back.
He's playing possum right there, I think. He baited him into that. James at the free throw line. It's been a concern for LeBron shooting free throws this year. And yeah, he did take a shot to the eye, still fighting with it. LeBron gets to the line about 6 trips a game on average in the regular season, but 69% free throw shooter during the regular year. He was 1 for 4 in a 30-point triple-double in Game 3. Just 1 for 4 from the free throw line.
His 26th playoff triple-double. 4 behind Magic Johnson.
3-2 zone by the Lakers, switching up the D again.
And a three-pointer in the corner by Gary Harris. Nuggets looked like they were ready for the zone this time. Remember, it was the Lakers zone in Game 3 that allowed the Lakers to come back and almost erase a 20-point deficit. They got within 3 before Denver had the finishing kick. Davis, a flurry of moves, and he knocks down another one.
He is who we thought he was.
Cooking.
Jokic gives it up. Craig again, this time the opposite corner. Can't hit that one. That was a nice find by Jokic. LeBron on the push. LeBron goes all the way in, blocked by Craig, and the throwdown by Dwight Howard. Timeout, Michael Malone and the Denver Nuggets. Howard in the starting lineup. Two-handed jam to get us going here in the first quarter.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Western Conference Finals Game 4. Lakers ahead of the Nuggets 16-12. Since the season resumed, the NBA and the WNBA found something that they wanted to fight for collectively, which was racial equality. The NBA put Black Lives Matter on the court, they put social justice messages on their jersey, and the WNBA adopted the Say Her Name movement, a movement in honor of Breonna Taylor, the emergency medical technician who was shot and killed in Louisville on March 13th. So in the last 24 hours here, the conversations have been just as much about the ruling in Louisville yesterday as it has been about basketball. The Lakers did meet as a team this morning. Coach Vogel said, quote, "Everyone is hurting, especially Rajon Rondo, who is from Louisville." LeBron James then tweeted, "I'm devastated, hurt, sad, and mad. Was I surprised at the verdict? Absolutely not, but I'm still hurt and heavy-hearted." And then he sent his love to Brianna and her family. Guys, Denver's Jamal Murray, who went to Kentucky, he wore the shoes with Breonna Taylor's face on them after an emotional post-game interview against Utah in Game 5. He said, quote, "These shoes give me life." And while I certainly can't speak for every player in the bubble, the ones I've talked to, they just don't want any more violence. They just want racial equality for all.
Yeah, and I got to agree with LeBron. I think a lot of us are devastated at the news yesterday. But what do I applaud these players and this and the NBA as a whole, them being unified behind their action, Chris.
Yeah, definitely kudos to the WNBA and the NBA players. And I feel just as LeBron does. I'm disappointed. I'm hurt. I'm at a loss for words. And by the way, I'm not surprised.
If you were happening to tune in to us before the game today that preceded us in our broadcast coverage on the arena, Brianna's Law on a Twitter poll has been submitted, and we'd love to hear from you. Those are the shoes of LeBron James, the messages that he is issuing. Breonna Taylor's name is on there, and that message down to the right, more than a vote. Applaud all these players for being a symbol of how you can do your job and be involved in trying to precipitate change. As LeBron James gets to the basket, he scores it, and it's an 8-point Laker lead. This is a 12-3 Laker run.
And how about Dwight Howard? 2 offensive rebounds, 2 putbacks, those 4 points, and right there, pretty nice pass, getting the assist, giving it to LeBron James.
Inside, Jokic finds Torrey Craig, who elevates.
Well, now the problem for the Nuggets is because of the hot start by Anthony Davis, they're catching. When he catches it on the block, they're coming to double immediately. So now you get caught in a scramble situation, which is why Dwight Howard got that offensive rebound opportunity.
Davis with a quick move, and Morris almost able to jump the lane, stays in the possession of the Lakers. LeBron for 3, rattles one home. So it was Davis who started 6 for 6 with 12 points. LeBron James has hit a couple now. He's got 7.
Lakers back into that zone, and look, they have the tallest guy on the floor, the point at the top. Good move right there, though, with the rainmaker over Howard by Murray.
Quick release, Danny Green. There's a whistle away from the ball as Anthony Davis hit the deck. LeBron James buries a triple a moment ago, Reg.
Well, the Lakers are in scramble, or excuse me, the Nuggets are in scramble situation because they're coming to double Anthony Davis. And how about the beautiful teardrop there by Murray? He's off to a pretty good start himself here. 8 points on 4 of 5 shooting.
Replay brought to you by the AT&T 5G above the rim. Anthony Davis at the line. First trip to the line here tonight. Davis was 9 out of 10 from the line in Game 3. We remind you to get more action on FanDuel and look for the final basket bonus during the NBA playoffs. FanDuel gives you more ways to win with sports betting, daily fantasy, and free-to-play games.
And guys, both of these teams are number 1 and 2, with the Nuggets being number 1 in terms of highest field goal percentage in the first quarter in these playoffs. Right now, Denver shooting 64%. And you've got the Lakers shooting 59% here in this first quarter.
Here is Jeremy Grant. He hits a 3 coming off a monster Game 3. Career playoff high 26 points for Grant in Game 3, and he hits a triple here in Game 4 as Kuzma misses his first try. Howard there to put it back.
That's big. With LeBron going to the bench, Utah switched to a zone, switched it up on the Lakers. Extra possession. That's Dwight Howard's 3rd offensive rebound. More importantly, 3rd putback off the rebound. That's what you want to see inside. He's only averaging 2 rebounds per game.
And to add on to your scouting report, C-Web, his 7th rebound already.
And this is what you want him to get, some putbacks and makes. And right now, Anthony Davis energy, it's kind of been like Jokic energy was in Game 3. It got his team off to a great start, and now his teammates are vibing off that energy.
Murray gets a switch on to Howard. And now a little step back jumper is good. That was a long 2 for Jamal Murray, just 23 years of age, out of Kitchener, Ontario. Played his college ball at Kentucky, and he is turning into not just a great scorer, but a great all-around playmaker. And at 23 years of age, like the rest of these young Nuggets guys, this is their 32nd playoff game the last 2 years.
And what's the deal with these Kentucky guards, man? Last night, Tyler Hero goes crazy for Miami.
Yeah, Kentucky well represented. Had John Calipari on the show, pregame show on Tuesday. He's proud. Kuzma, no, and the follow by Howard. Rebound number 8.
4 rebounds offensively, 8 points on the putback. And just to continue on Tyler Hero, doesn't he float around like my man Rex Chapman from Kentucky as well? The hops and the beautiful jumper and the beautiful finish with Murray. And that's one guy, Murray, only 23 years old. You do not want to give, first of all, he doesn't need confidence, but you don't want to give him any confidence right now getting it from the one-on-one moves. Dwight Howard, you needed his presence in tonight to impose their will, to use that length, get extra possessions for his team.
Saturday here on TNT for Nuggets and Lakers Game 5. Caldwell Pope misfires on the three. Michael Porter Jr. on the floor. The subs are in for the Nuggets with Plumlee and Porter Jr. Murray continues with this group, with Jokic getting a breather. Little step back by Grant. Man, the confidence in Jeremy Grant has escalated.
We wouldn't have seen that if he didn't have that career playoff high 26-point in Game 3. I mean, that is a shot with confidence right there for Grant.
Well, Reg, you got double teamed in that game, man. Don't sleep on him now.
Here's Caruso. First minutes for him as well. Finds Caldwell Pope, who hits a three.
Lakers in a full court fake kind of press, getting back there. Rondo's been playing with the point guard inbounding, staying up 94 feet now, getting back into a little bit of an amoeba zone.
Plumlee logged just 5 minutes in Game 3. Oh, nice find by Murray. Plumlee is there to cash it in.
That extra dribble in the paint there by Murray, and the little ball fake, which allowed Plumlee to get that finish at the rim.
Here's Kuzma. Long two is true. Tell you what, we got to start talking about Murray's passing ability, right?
Yes.
I mean, we talk about his scoring. This guy is playmaking right now in these playoffs. He's found another gear.
Especially off the pick and roll. They go to the trap now because you cannot let him dribble.
Michael Porter Jr. misses the three. There's KCP with a rebound. 7-point Laker lead coming to the end of this first quarter. Been a high-scoring quarter thus far. Caruso trying to shake Grant, cannot. KCP will back it up, get it organized, looking for Anthony Davis. Plumlee's on him. Double team comes, and Davis fires one out of bounds. It's that show double team Michael Malone talks about that's had the Lakers in fits, especially Anthony Davis.
And as you see the beautiful no-look pass right there, as a big or as anybody that's getting double team when you have a live dribble, it goes against your natural instinct, but you must slow down, be aware of where the second defender's coming from, and then make the pass. Don't leave your feet and try to do that later.
Murray kicks it to Monte Morris, and there's LeBron with a rebound. James just runs over Grant, and no shot there. That'll be a block on Grant. And LeBron comes up hobbled. Might have took a knee to the thigh right there.
He's gotten away with all these calls with a lot of contact.
Little extension on there.
But they've all gone LeBron James' way here in this playoff. And look at that left knee. Knee on thigh there to LeBron James.
So LeBron James at the free throw line. Let's check in with Allie LaForce. What do you have, Allie?
BA, the Lakers actually made a case to the league that LeBron wasn't going to the foul line enough. He only had 2 free throw attempts in Game 3. They were concerned with that, considering he's averaging just under 7 attempts a game, and so it's paying off so far.
Wait a minute, so they can just call the league and say, oh, LeBron James only went to the line
Reginald
twice.
Miller.
Huh?
Reginald
Miller.
Miller. Do you think Indiana ever sent in a tape saying that Oakley fouled you on a three or somebody from New
they
York?
could do that.
Shout out to Spike Lee. I got you, Spike. He's somewhere screaming.
Rondo taking out officials over here.
Everybody's going down here.
You okay, Cape?
There's a foul on the play. I believe James going to be called for the foul. By the way, the collective eye roll from Nuggets fans everywhere that the Lakers called in some officiating adjustments.
James Caper took right here from Rondo.
James Caper is now in his 25th season in the NBA. Just shrugged it off. No problem. Shot clock down to 5. Murray working with Grant and picked his pocket, did Rondo. Rondo in transition with Porter behind him, and James trailing throws it down.
Rondo timed that perfect because he knew that he had the trailer LeBron James, and he knew all along that he wasn't going to take the layup.
Plumlee, and met at the rim by Davis. It'll be a foul on Anthony Davis. Plumlee goes strong. He'll go to the line.
Well, didn't we see a lot of this in that fourth quarter? Rondo with the steals and that transition defense. Nice little hesitation. Porter Jr. goes for it. LeBron James, double figures now with 10.
During that Laker big comeback, when they went from down 20 to down 3, Rondo had 3 steals in a 4-possession window. As Plumlee knocks down the first, gives us a chance to.
Well, they play, and right now with the Lakers matching the energy, you wonder with this athletic lineup of Plumlee and Porter, will they start to get in, get some offensive rebounds, or stop the D with rebounds? Because right now, 6 fast break points for the Lakers.
Sure, you reminded that fan we're all supposed to be neutral here in the yellow zone.
Well, I just told him, hey, I don't know. If I knew, if I knew, I'd be somewhere else.
Lane violation there by Rondo.
Another free throw coming here for Plumlee. Plumlee, 54% free throw shooter during the regular year. He's got that little hesitation. How about Morris flying high, offensive board, and the putback. Boy, found money there for the Denver Nuggets. Shortest man in the lane comes up with a board. Half court heave, no good. Takes us to the end of the first quarter. Lakers by 7. Anthony Davis, 14 points, 6 of 6 from the field as Morris gets the offensive board.